Alright, let's take a look at the Innova 6100P that I kind of showed you before. Um, the reason this was giving me a blank screen, according to the guys at Innova, it's because of the batteries. Apparently, you have to have some really brand new batteries, but I have some of those yellow ones from Harbor Freight, which are still 1.5 uh, volts, but even those aren't working. And I got another set that has a 1.6, and now it's working. So as you can see, I'm not connected to a car, but I'm able to turn it on. There we go. And now it's working because it has those brand new batteries, and that's a 2018. As you can see, that was a firmware. And this is the vehicle that I went ahead and checked. It was a 2006 and a 2015 Subaru Forester. The Jeep Commander has one of those codes from the transmission uh, temperature sensor, which is very vague, but I was able to get that code here. And let me see, am I gonna be able to get back into that? Oh yeah, okay, hold on. So first things first, check it out. It has an LED on there as soon as it turns on. So that's kind of nice to light up the under dash, because a lot of them don't have any lights in there. And I like the simplicity of this tool because the buttons are very nice and soft, and you don't have a lot of settings to go through too much. So right now I got 8, and let me show you the firmware version again. So that's what this one came in. I don't know if this is their latest one or their other version. The one on their website has 6100 and the P is below, so I don't know what's going on with that. It's very similar. uh, it does have a mini USB here, not a micro, so you can see that you're supposed to be able to upgrade it through their website, but as you saw, I couldn't find that PC software. However, there is another thing I want to mention is this one actually has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on there, as you can see, but I couldn't figure out a way to turn it on from here. And what happens is you have to download that app and install it on the phone, and then you turn them on from the phone app, which is kind of weird, but it works. I just thought that was the weirdest thing because I kept trying to play with this and figure it out. But it's very simple. So as you can see, this is the race code system status. Let me see if I can get anything. So you got a global, ABS, SRS, Jeep enhanced, which is what I found. Here's the code, that P0710. So that's the reason I wanted to get this one, because I want to excuse me, see if it had any, if you could read the codes from the transmission. And as on the 2006 Jeep Commander, I was able to get that code, and so it did work. I don't know how many more it will get, but this is the same code I was getting on another scanner, so that's pretty good. The bad thing is this thing is very vague. There's not a lot of information anywhere that I can find. I was trying to see where that sensor is. If I'm not a sensor, well, yeah, the sensor, to see if I could easily get to it, but apparently it could. I found a range of things from the PCM being bad on those cars to the actual sensors inside the solenoid, which means you gotta open the pan underneath and take all that out and then change it. If it's the sensors, or just check the wirings if it's on the outside, and so many random things that is just, well, one of those things. So here above you can see the wireless and the Bluetooth. Let me see if the camera will catch that. When it's on the phone, you're able to save the report. So this one works with the phone. You can do it without it, but then you won't be able to save the report. It does keep the uh, in memory whatever you have on here, which is nice. So let me go back. We'll just use the menu. Let's see vehicle information. Let's go back. So you have some live data here. This tool does not support OEM and has live data, so some maybe, I don't know. I haven't tried it. Let's go back. Obviously, I don't want to bore you too much with this stuff, but I want to kind of show you just the basic uh, menu here. So we got an oil reset. So I try to go press repeat onto service. So this one kind of tells you what to do here, which is kind of nice. I'm trying to get back to, let me see here. So you got a DTC library, OBD1, OBD2 library, and let's go to was it Chevrolet, and then you can just put the codes here. Let's just say, yeah, I want that one. So it tells you fuel, volume, flow regulator, control circuit, and that's pretty much it. So you just get a very basic definition, like pretty much most scanners, which is what I'm finding out. This is my first actual scanner that I've used, so bear with me here. So you have that library there. Oops, go back. So tool library, DTC, LED meaning. See what that. Whoops. I'm still trying to get used to it. So it tells you what this lights mean, and excuse me. Yellow, red. So it gives you the meaning of those. The good thing is that it's pretty intuitive to use. So for the most part, you don't have to go too deep into other things here. Let's see what the tool setting is. Brightness, tone, footer, messages, hotkeys, languages, unit of measurement, and that's pretty much it. And then you press the menu to go back, and then it starts over. Vehicle information, vehicle ID. Let's see what we got. We got a Jeep Commander on that one. DLC locator tells you this is kind of nice. So I'm just gonna go to whatever this is, and okay, Tegra. It actually kind of tells you where it is, but I found out that on the Forester it was actually wrong. It was showing it in the middle, but it was actually on the left. So at least it kind of gives you an idea of where things are. So let me see what else we got here. Service reset. Let's see. Service reset. We just got oil reset on this one. I thought there was something ABS too. This is supposed to work on SRS and ABS. So I don't know if it's just because of the card that it's looking at. So let me see if I can get to another card here. Okay, system status. Okay, here we go. Turn to vehicle. So there you go, ABS and SRS. Turn to vehicle selection. Okay, here we go. So now I can choose the other vehicle that I was looking at, which is the Forester. So this is all from that one, and that one had an ABS DTC code, power supply, voltage failure. So it did pick up the ABS from the Subaru. I'm not sure how well the camera is picking that stuff up, so I apologize. Been doing the whole talking and looking at this instead of looking at the recording, but I think I got most of it in there. So let me go back. So we go to vehicle information, vehicle ID. Okay, forget that. Where is it? Vehicle available. Okay. So try to get back to the vehicles here, but I don't think you can. Yeah, vehicle information. Let's try that. Yep. Vehicle ID. No. Vehicle information. Available modules. Okay. So I can't get through the menu back to the vehicles, so I have to do system status, I think. That's how I got back. Yep. Turn to vehicle selection. So there you go. It's just kind of weird that way it does it, but that's just the way it is. Once you get the hang of it, you'll be fine. Also, the reason I wanted to get something like this that's very just simple to use is because my dad also likes to use this stuff every blue moon, and he's in his 70s. So you don't want to have something so complicated like a phone and tablet or whatever that's going to be a lot of scrolling, a lot of that sort of thing. Um, and so far the letter sizing, it's okay. It's not that small, so you can read it. So someone who's older can read this as well. And that's just something that I look for now. Just because as you do get older, I know that young guys don't care about this, but you will get old and you will need glasses someday, and at least some of you will. And it's easier to have the bigger letters and bigger screens. Obviously, a tablet would be much better, but again, that gets more complicated. And as you're doing work, you don't want to be going through stuff. You just want to be able to get to the information that you need. And something like this just gets to the point if you're not trying to do anything too deep into the computers or whatever the car may be. But most cars, this is just the basic um, items here. So I can't show you the app because it's on the phone that I'm recording on, so that's the reason. And you do have the reports on there. So far as you can see, they picked up the what do you call it, the code from the Jeep Commander that was doing the what is it, let me see here, this code, transmission temperature sensor, transmission control module. So I did read it. Let me see, go back, available modules. So we have ABS global on that car. You have an occupant restraint controller. Not sure what that is. I think it's SRS maybe, or not SRS. Something to do with the seat belts. PCM, engine control module, transmission control module. So far it seems to do the basic stuff. I don't have a card to test it on here. This is just something I used it on before, or 2 days ago, or one day ago, I forget. Yeah, I got other things going, so I gotta do that. But there you go. That's just some simple look at the Innova 6100 scanner. So far, they're pretty good at the getting back to you if you email them. Um, they're pretty good because Innova is actually in Irvine, California, and so most of the cars they're very uh, knowledgeable of as far as what their products are, at least here in the US. Also, the Innova are the same scanners that AutoZone is using to scan the codes on the cars when you go in and get your free codes. Problem is, you get a code and that's it. You don't get anything else. It's even worse than this. You don't get a description or anything. It just says code so and well, you gotta look for it. So it's not too much of a difference, but you still gotta do the research as to what those codes mean and what they are, because these things they'll just give you a simple definition and that's it. At least from what I'm noticing on scanners. There is another scanner that I have that I will be doing another video on, but I'm gonna leave that for later because I'm still um, playing with that. And again, just like anything else, it has some good things and some things that I'm not too crazy about, but it's not the end of the world. It works. And so there you go. Just gonna leave it at that. I don't want to keep blabbing too much here. That's what the back looks like. I think I showed you that. That's the other thing I don't like, having to use a screwdriver in order to just change the battery. That's annoying. I'm sure they can design something better with just a clip, so you're not having to look for a screwdriver all the time. And I know why they do it, if you drop a one that popping out. But keep in mind that if you want to turn it on or use it, it turns on by itself once you don't touch it, which is nice. But you do need some really good batteries in order to be able to use it out of the car when you're not plugged into anything. So, but that's a neat feature as well. That's pretty much for the 6100. It's a very basic unit, but it does support SRS and ABS, and it might read some of the transmission codes. As you can see, I did read it on the Jeep again. So, all right, I hope that helps.